few nights ago I finished up my Kindle cover project. It's been a long time coming, but I've finally got something that I probably will leave alone for now. Learned a few more things I thought I'd pass along in a video. So what inspired me to finally finish it is some paper my wife was finally getting rid of that she wanted to keep and knew something must be good for it but couldn't figure out something to do with it. And then I saw it in the trash and said, ooh, pretty. So yeah, let me show it to you. Alright, there's the new stuff. It's actually wallpaper that has the same texture. It's probably really hard to see the texture. See how close I can get without making it ugly. But you can kind of hear it, I suppose. But there was these three different colors of the same wallpaper that I covered the front and back with. And I used decoupage to glue it into place. That was a suggestion from my wife and her crafting capabilities, and that worked out really well. Most of the edges are nice and flat. There are some spots where I didn't have quite enough to do the edge the way I'd like to, so you'll see that edge is kind of messy, and this edge is a little bit messy, so I wasn't able to fold it under. And also, one of the things I learned is I needed more space on the binding, because it's just a little, when it sits flat, it sits up a little bit instead of actually sitting flat, so it needs just a little bit more room to sit down properly. Inside is my first prototype actually, so this is all just cardboard under here, but it turned out really quite well. And I used a light black paper to cover the inside here, so the different layers of color fold in, and there's a layer that ends here and a layer that ends over here. But then just decoupaged all the edges to keep them from flapping up, and just using the rubber band I was using before, just put it underneath the paper I put on the outside, and then I cut a slit here to get the inside in, and that's one area where the decoupage isn't quite as good as I'd like. I probably could have done a better job of this if I'd cut this hole differently, but it's done now and I'm happy enough with it. And yeah, rubber band, that's a rubber band from a stack of broccoli, or no, it's not broccoli, some sort of vegetables probably. And there it is. I'll give you another good look at it. Made entirely out of scrap paper, scrap cardboard, scrap rubber band. Extremely cheap. One thing I haven't done yet is I actually embedded in the cardboard a little piece of metal here that like is used for doors, and I haven't created the magnetic clasp to go over top of it yet, but I'm not sure I will. I'm kind of happy with how it's working so far. I'm not sure a metal clasp would get in the way more than it would be appreciated. So there it is.